Yo, what's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody that's jumping in here right now. Gonna give it a second so we can let some people get in here, but appreciate you guys checking out the essentially episode 0 of No Sugar Added. It's gonna be my Monday night recurring podcast that I am doing now. I got a bunch of really cool guests lined up for the season that I want to talk about, some of them, and just kind of talk about the stuff that we're going to cover on this show and how you guys can get involved with it too. You know, like the name of the show, No Sugar Added. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm always going to give my raw, unfiltered opinion on things, and so I'm excited to get into heavy conversations. I'm excited to get into deep stories with people. I'm excited to talk about things that we're passionate about. It's going to be a really cool first season. Hopefully, you guys really dig what we're doing. One of the things that I'm hoping to talk about with people tonight is the format too. You'll notice tonight that we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and so we're going to kind of gauge where more of the interest is and more of the viewer feedback and stuff like that. Decide if we're going to stay on both or if we're just going to focus on one of them for now. So I'm excited to talk to you guys. Leave some comments. I will acknowledge them and respond to them as fast as I see them on here. I brought a couple things with me from the library that I'm looking forward to talking about, and hopefully, if we get a few more people in here, we'll get it going. My cat just took a poop right as I was starting to do this, so that's why I'm making a stink face. Give me 1 second. I'm here. Had to bring in the artillery. Shout out to the people that tuned in. Shout out to somebody liking the video. Appreciate that. Much love. So yeah. I just gotta fucking. This is stress relief. Well, I just fucking blew one of them out. I'm fucking genius. Yeah. So let's get into it. So like I've been saying, this is going to be a thing that I do every Monday. A lot of them are going to be remote, so you'll see people in this format. But I also have some guests lined up that are going to be in person, and so we're going to go to the Hellhound Publishing compound and do all the in-person ones over there. So that'll be really exciting. So I've been getting responses and feedback from people today as we keep moving. So it's been really cool to find out that people are interested in what we got going on. So next Monday will technically be like our very first episode, and I'm excited for this. So anybody that knows me, I'm a big MMA. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Hold on. There we go. anybody that knows me knows I'm a big MMA fan. I watch a lot of UFC. And so big pay-per-view this weekend for the featherweight title. So I'm going to be watching that, and I know a bunch of the homies are. So for episode one, part of the episode, we're going to do a basically like a UFC pay-per-view post recap. We're going to talk about the fight. Obviously, something crazy is going to happen one way or another. So I got a bunch of friends within the music community and some friends in my life that all are really excited about this, and so it's gonna be cool to get people's feedback and stuff. And one of my contributors next week is my man Flip Physics out from Vermont. He's a beat maker, a producer, instrumentalist from up in Vermont. He's a huge MMA fan, so that's why I'm excited to have him on to talk shop about the fights. But I'm going to take that opportunity to also interview him about his music and talk about the stuff that he's doing creatively as well. So it's a really cool way to kind of hybrid the things that we love. Whether, I'm passionate about MMA, like I said, I love motorcycles, I love music, I love movies, big physical media advocate. So I'm excited. Oh, thanks to the homie Jessica. She said sick. Can't wait to hear the podcast. Hell yeah. I'm excited too. So we're gonna literally start next Monday. This is kind of my episode 0. Shout out to my brother Ben jumping in here on Facebook as well. Yo, appreciate you guys. Yo, actually, Ben, hit me with a DM after. I would love to have you on the show. Anybody that's watching, if you don't know, my homie Ben, right? Let me pull him up right there. My homie Ben is the founder and one of the instructors of the New Hampshire skateboarding camp, and they've been doing it for multiple years now. They do like a youth skateboarding education program. They go to skate parks and show kids how to skate and ride the ramps and learn flip tricks and all that kind, safety and all this stuff. And I'm so stoked and so proud of him for doing this for so many years now. And I just saw that he posted this year they're going to be able to continue it indoors as well. They have a spot that's going to let them host it indoors. So make sure you guys hit up Ben, ask him about that New Hampshire skateboarding camp. Yeah, Ben, we'll definitely get you in here. That would be dope. So that's exactly it. I know any of you guys that know me know that I tried doing a bunch of podcasts in the past. I did Hellhound Film Club, Hellhound Athletics, all sorts of different shit. And I think the thing that made them so hard for me to keep going with all the time is that I was always putting myself in a box topically. And so the idea with this show, naming it No Sugar Added after the song as well, is really just about being able to have like free reign of, like the show is really based around my interest in people that I look up to, people that I admire, people I'm proud of, people that I am inspired by. So it's not really topical as to one kind of thing. You're going to meet and be introduced to a ton of really cool people. We have guests coming in from like the food and culinary world, from the sports world, from the music world, all sorts of people. I'm so ecstatic for you guys to see this. I'm excited to see people get involved with this. So like I was saying, our first episode that's going to be live next Monday is going to be part UFC pay-per-view recap. We're going to talk about the big fights this weekend, the featherweight title, and I'm going to take that opportunity to interview a couple of my contributors, including Flip Physics from Vermont. He's a producer, beat maker, somebody that we've got to perform with a few times, and I really love his music, and I love all the shit that he does. So after we chop it up about the fights a bit, we're going to get down into some of his creative process and some of the things that he's into. So that's a big thing, I want to talk about sports. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about movies. I want to talk about motorcycles. I want to talk about food. I want to talk about cannabis, whatever. I just really want to keep this thing about the things that I'm interested in, the things that I'm passionate about. And hopefully you guys are interested in those things, and hopefully you guys will learn some new shit too. You'll meet people, you'll see movies, you'll find events to go to, places to go, whatever. That's really what this is about. Um, so episode one next Monday with Flip Physics and a few other contributors that I'm just gonna let them announce it when they're ready. Um, the next episode after that is going to be on Monday, November 4th. And for that Monday, I got my homie Chef Adam Jump. You'll know him from Jump Town's Test Kitchen. We just did an event together for me and Byron's album release show, Giant Steps in Gate City. Adam is somebody that I hold great respect for. We met in his time during radio, actually, but he had been doing food for a lot of his life before that. He was working on a food truck and doing the radio simultaneously, dropped them both and pursued his own thing. And now he's running his own test kitchen. He is like the head chef at the Namnasset Lake Country Club. He does private events. He does catering. He does pop-up events. And his food is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm really excited to have a chance to talk with him. I want to get into like some of this like independent food shit where it's like the ups and downs of having a food truck, the ups and downs of like having your own food business. Like what it's like getting into that space. What are some of the obstacles to get into that space? So I'm really excited to have him on here. The following week is going to be, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Monday, November 11th. Let me, actually, I'm being a little, I'm being a little ambitious here, but I got to confirm dates with some of my other guests. But one of my guests that I have confirmed coming up is photographer Angela Vartuli. You can find her online as Photography by Ann Rova. She actually just showed up and documented the Giant Steps in Gate City show and captured a bunch of awesome photos. And we were talking at the after party, and I discovered that she did a lot of metal concert photography for like metal bands in New England, and she worked with my friend Pat, who's like a big partner in a lot of the stuff that we do. And so I was really interested to figure out like how she got involved in the metal scene and how her photography has advanced from just doing concert photography to all the different stuff that she's doing now. So that's going to be an exciting one. Another episode that I'm really excited for that we'll announce as soon as we lock in a date is I'm going to have the two hosts from Hybrid Theory Radio on. These are my really good friends, Fee the Evolutionist and Joey B. They host a radio show. It's every Tuesday from 9 to 11 on waveradioboston.com. Sorry. It's Hybrid Theory Radio. Every week they have guests from all walks of life. They cover hip hop music, rock music, all sorts of stuff. They're really both huge supporters of the culture, great artists, great people. They cover local beer. They'll do beer reviews and stuff like that. Their show is great, so I implore you to check that out. And obviously, those guys had me and my team on there, so they were a big inspiration and a big push into me doing something like this too. They really encouraged me doing this, which is really cool. So we're creating multiple spaces where we can bring on and spotlight the people and the things that really matter the most to us. Shout out my homie Jess. She said, "Love it. Chat about life." That's exactly the plan. It was like I just needed to have a space to talk about whatever things I'm interested in. I was finding that I would be a few people like this thing, a few people like this thing, and I was just trying to do too many things. And so this is kind of the perfect way for me to cover all of my interests and my facets in life. Yo, shout out my homie Star. Yo, miss you, Star. Hope you and the fam are doing well. Big up, Star. Star is one of the biggest fans. She rolls around with the Hellhound and the Cody Pope and Byron G stickers on the whip. That's how you know the real one when they drive around and advertise for you. Much love to all my real Harley people. So yeah, So yeah, just running through some of that stuff. Oh man, I'm glad to know I'm missed. So I'm sure most of you guys know, but for like the last 2 years, I was working at a Harley Davidson dealership. I was doing marketing and events, and unfortunately, my time came and they no longer needed me, so I got the winter layoff. But man, those were really two such fun years, and I met so many great people that I'll be friends with for a good portion of the rest of my life. And I got my motorcycle in this time, and anybody that people that know me personally know that I've like grown up around motorcycles. My dad, my brother, my grandfather, my uncles, my aunts, everybody rode motorcycles. So it was one of those things where eventually time was gonna create that path for me, and now I have a motorcycle that I love and have ridden for over 1,000 miles this year. So that's why we're going to be talking a lot about motorcycles on this show too. I've been fortunate to meet a lot of people from the motorcycle industry, as well as people who have had their own businesses, people that do apparel, people that sell bikes, all sorts of stuff. And I really want to talk about what's going on in that world, as well as just showing people how to get involved in that shit too. For the longest time, I never thought I would end up owning a motorcycle because it just seemed like such a grandiose thing. And from having friends and close people, they figured out how to make it happen, even for somebody like me. And man, I can't tell you how happy the fucking motorcycle makes me. I know my homie knows how it is too. I know a bunch of people in here be fucking putting miles on this year. So I want to talk about stuff like that too. There's so many people in motorcycle culture that you wouldn't expect, and so it's cool to figure out who they all are and where you can go to meet up with them and shit. Um, Anybody, if hopefully you guys are, it looks like everybody is on Facebook for the most part. So shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate you guys following me on Facebook and all that. If you uh, if you use YouTube, if that's your bag, I implore you to subscribe to Hellhound Publishing on YouTube. We have almost like 200 videos on there. We've done a bunch of different podcasts, a bunch of different like mini documentaries. All of our catalog music is up there. There's all sorts of really cool content. But I also say that because one of the shows that we were doing on there is everybody knows that a big mantra with Hellhound is long live physical media. That's been a big thing of ours, and as you can probably tell by all this shit behind me, uh, I am somebody who really I think that this is important. I think it's important to archive all the music we make, the movies that we see, even like photography, even photography and shit like that, where it's like so much photography it lives in the digital realm. But then what happens if somebody stops paying for their Dropbox, or their website goes down, or whatever the case is? Um, so I love the idea of prints. I'll tell you something real quick. Big shout out to my man Kyle Normandin. I hope you see this sometime. I love you, miss you. Uh, Big love to all the fam. Much love to my brother Derek. But back in like the 2010s, we used to do my record label before Hellhound was called Vatican Life Music Group, and so we used to do these shows called Vatican Art and Music Exhibitions, and we would basically take like my apartment or wherever I was living at the time, and it would be myself. Well, I was in a group at the time called VCOD. Shout out to my brother Rising Sun. But it would be me and Rising Sun, and then like one of our friends from like a band. Uh, Anybody that came to a Harley event and saw Paper Monsters this year. Paper Monsters played in my apartment back in the 2010s. Shout out to Matt. That was pretty wild. So yeah, so we would do shit like that. But Kyle is a photographer still to this day. Like, what fantastic, one of the best photographers I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Um, when we did the art and music exhibitions, Kyle got his photography printed onto canvas. And so he had a whole display of different photos printed on canvas that people could buy and go home and immediately hang up. You don't have to frame it, nothing. It's just already ready to go. Beautiful, like scenery and life and all sorts of stuff. And that was one of those things that really like clicked with me, that it was like, man, we gotta archive this shit and hold on to it. I would rather have boxes of dusty shit that I look at in 20 years and am happy that I had it than to just like hope that I remember all this shit, you know? Like I can go through this CD collection over here and I can find shit that I would never in my life be able to get anymore, right? Like um this was this was a band I played in 2005. You know, you can't find those songs on streaming. You can't find them on MySpace or whatever. You know what I mean? You just have to have this shit. Um, yeah, Star knows what's up. She gets the vibe. Star is one of the real ones that she be out still buying concert tickets, still buying merch, still supporting the real, understanding what it's like. She knows what I was doing at Harley too, so you already know. But I'm telling you, dude, like um oh man, just so many gems. You know what? Let's I was getting real off track looking at this shit. So let me take a step back. YouTube channel, Long Live Physical Media. We were doing a show about runs that basically anytime I would do a run to like a record store or like an old movie store or whatever, we were like documenting, like me and Nick, whatever stuff we would grab, and I would show it. But I wasn't doing them enough to keep up with it, and so it just kind of lost its steam, like a lot of the things that we've done. So this is one of those cool platforms that now I can use and talk about some of the shit that I've been finding on my travels. So I'll show a couple things I picked up this summer since I didn't make the episodes I should have made. Some CDs that I grabbed that were really dope. Let me go one by one here. I found this John Coltrane box set, and it came with 5 albums. Some of them I had already, but it was just cool to have them all in this format here. And you know, obviously they all have their own different artwork and shit. So it's just the kind of so yeah, so that was really special. I also found a copy of Miles Davis Bitches Brew, another album I love. I actually have this on vinyl, but I listen to CDs way more than I listen to anything else, believe it or not. So like I have some records here, some stuff, but I would say that 95% of my collection is not always accessible to me. So, you know, these CDs really come through. I can listen to them in my car. I got my Blu-ray player. I got a PlayStation 2. I picked up a lot of movies this summer. So I collect. Yes, yo, straight up. My brother Ocho, much love. I'm glad you're tuned in here. Appreciate you, bro. Miles is God, straight up. There's no joking about that. Oh, shout out to Jeff. More of my Harley crew in here. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Miss you guys. So before, I know I'm jumping around a lot, but because Bizza just jumped in here, and some of you guys might know him as Ocho Fono. Um, 8Bizza he's one of my best friends. We've been working together for the last 10 years. We have countless albums out together. He is a prolific artist, though. He is also part of our Hellhound Publishing crew and performs with us live whenever we do label showcases. Bizza is going to be on Hybrid Theory Radio tomorrow night. The show I was talking about at the top of this thing, we're going to be interviewing the hosts on here sometime in November, hopefully. But Bizzle will be on that show tomorrow. So correct me if I'm wrong, but tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Wave Radio Boston, wrbrocks.com. You can stream it live. And they have a call number and a text number. So not only can you listen to it live, but you can call in and text in as well. Oh, shout out to Fee. Perfect. Fee. Shout out my brother Fee the evolutionist. That's who we were talking about. Hopefully, correct me if hopefully I got all of that information right. Let me know. Make sure if you're, yeah, exactly. Perfect. This is what I needed right here. So Bizzle will be on Hybrid Theory tomorrow night, waveradioboston.com. And my bro Bizzle said, much love. Can't wait. Yo. So I hope you got, so for one, I have a new album out. It's available anywhere that you listen to music. If you are on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Napster, LimeWire, Kazaa, Winamp, wherever you listen to music, you can find Cody Pope and Byron G, Giant Steps in Gate City. It just came out on the 11th of this month, so please just give it a listen one time, even just run it up. If you like it, let me know. Tell somebody. It would mean the world to me. Me and Byron spent the last 2 years working on that album. But I also say that to say that me and Bizza have a couple albums and a bunch of EPs together that when you go through my catalog, you'll find a lot of shit that he made. He's been a big part of my music career. So big shout out to him. And we have a banger in the vault. I gotta lay it down, but me and Biz have a 10-song album that's gonna come out either the end of this year or sometime next year. It's we've been working on it for a long time. That's one thing that kind of sucks about me. I'll be honest. I end up taking a long time to do shit, but I'm always proud of what I do. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. We're in this day and age where people can put stuff out super fast, and I understand why. It's super exciting. I certainly have wanted to do that as well. But man, me and Bizza, we got it like a 10-piece project. It's gritty, it's vicious, it really harkens back to the shit that him and I came up on, but we've evolved the sound a lot. Big ups to him. I'm excited for everybody to hear that. That's gonna be crazy. My man Bill knows the vibes, no sugar added. So like I was saying on the new album, the second track on Giant Steps in Gate City is called No Sugar Added. So that's where the name of the show came from as well. Big inspiration. My man, yeah. Hey man, I'm the same way. It's important to take your time to make something solid though, and you always prove that it's worth the wait. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. It's just one of those things, man. You know, you just gotta work at the rate that you can work. So yeah. So one of the things that we were talking about a couple minutes back was the long live physical media. So if you go and subscribe to us on YouTube, which I know most of you guys are doing right now on your other device, so thank you for that. Yeah, I was talking about my hauls and stuff, and so now I will implement those into this show too. But I figured I'll take a moment now just to show you some of my summer pickups. One of the things I was getting into is that I'm a big Criterion collection collector. I really have fallen in love with the Criterion collection. If you're not familiar with it, it's like an archive of just some of the world's most important movies, stuff from silent 1920 films all the way to maybe a Disney film or an action film. It's just about the scope of the artistry, what went into making it. All its importance in cinema, and so Criterion a few times a year does these incredible sales where you can pretty much get anything in their catalog for 50% off. So part of why my summer haul is as big as it is because I got to take advantage of the Criterion sale, and I hadn't been laid off from my job yet. So I got some joints. I'll just show you them real quick. You can obviously ask about them if you want, but I got The Trial. This is a Orson Welles directed joint. Has my man Anthony Perkins, who a lot of you guys probably know from Psycho. Um, it's a crazy movie. It's like stuck in a loop and you can't figure out what's going on. I got Around Midnight. I haven't watched this yet. I'm really excited. I've had that on my list for a long time now. Um, this one, this is like one of my favorite movies, honestly, but I found it on the streaming channel first. But this is one of Stanley Kubrick's like earliest movies. It's called The Killing. It has Sterling Hayden in it. You'll notice that I reference Sterling Hayden in The Last Heist, which is a nod to this movie. Um, this movie is it's 84 minutes and it just moves the perfect pace. I love uh, like the time period. I love the look of it. I just love everything about it. So I was real excited to get that. Another one I haven't seen, it's just been on my list for a while, is called Tokyo Drifter. Sorry, I noticed. Yeah, there you go. Tokyo Drifter. Super excited to watch this one. It's like a kind of like a 60s jazz gangster film, which I love a lot of the Japanese cinema. Obviously, like I grew up a anime kid, so that kind of led me into looking into Japanese culture early on in life, and eventually finding action movies like The Killer and you know yeah. So needless to say, Criterion really put me onto a lot of great Asian cinema. A must-have, and why I sighed I'll explain after, but I got Raging Bull, classic movie, but the reason I sigh is because I am a dumbass and I bought it on Blu-ray when it's available on 4K, and I could have got it for half off, but I wasn't thinking. Definitely not the end of the world, but one of those things where if you have a 4K player or have the ability to see a movie in 4K, it's really worth a couple extra bucks. It's just a lot of times can be done really really well, and it just really like helps getting you locked into that whole experience. But nevertheless, Raging Bull, brilliant movie. Had to get it. Another classic on here, maybe new to some of my followers on here, but this is Rashomon by the great Akira Kurosawa. This movie has been an inspiration to people like Quentin Tarantino and countless other filmmakers. Shout out my girl Ghosty, my little cat who's visiting here in case you hear her or see me talking to her because it's easy to get distracted. Uh, Another brilliant movie is Trainspotting. Trainspotting just came out in the Criterion Collection, so they did a whole new package. They did a 4K release of it as well, some new special features. Um, I got a really cool movie. It's called The Asphalt Jungle. This kind of another Sterling Hayden joint. Yeah, shout out to Ghost, the great cat. Ghosty, everyone's saying hello to you. Oh man, I don't know if you guys just heard that, but she actually spoke back. So that's a good luck fortune for this show. Can't believe I got so lucky. Another dope movie, Chan is Missing. It's a quick 75-minute black and white joint about a guy that goes missing, but it's really interesting the way that it's all played out. One of my favorite movies, man. I found this. Probably like sometime 10 years ago or so, but it's from the 90s. It's called The Player. Man, it's like I love movies about Hollywood. I love old Hollywood movies. I'm just really, I love movies where they're like about people that make shit, obviously, And so this is a great like crime drama around people that work in Hollywood, back in the '90s. So man, this is such a fun movie to watch. The player Tim Robbins, great cast in here. Um, this was a blind buy. Le Petit Soldat. I probably butchered that, but one of my favorite movies ever is Breathless. It's a French film from the '60s by Jean-Luc Godard. So I'm at a point in life where if I ever see Jean-Luc Godard's name on something, I'm willing to blind buy it because I will probably love it. And if I don't, it was still worth having. Um, One of my favorite actors of all time is John Goodman. And so, once again, I will watch the crappiest movie, even if it sucks, as long as John Goodman is in it, because I just love John Goodman. This happens to be a wicked fun movie to watch, matinee. I love this. So, I'd only seen it a couple times before I found out it was on 4K. So, I had to jump on that. Um, Going back to the Godard conversation, and be amazed. I'll show you. I'll show you the price for this after. But this is a documentary about Godard and his life in cinema. So I obviously had to jump on this. I got this at Bull Moose for $4, fam. Look at that, $3.97. Don't tell me physical media is too much. There's always people, places, and things that you can support. Hold on. I'm sorry. Ghost Hero, can you get down? Thank you. Trying to go to work. Trying to log in on the computer. Ghosty was just slamming the keyboard trying to get started, but she doesn't have to work until tomorrow. Papa, okay, let's see where we were at. Hold on. Ghosty. All right, time to introduce you to the real star of the show. Oh, now you want to get down and be a good girl? Why, I oughta. Well, now she's being the goodest girl. I told Ghost she could co-host the show. She acts like she's camera shy, but she's not. Saw this movie in theaters at Chunky's. Rest in peace, Chunky's Nashua. Monkey Man, yo, this is an awesome, fun movie to watch. Great movie if you're into just like fast-paced, thoughtful action. This was so dope. This was, if you know Dev Patel, this was Dev Patel's directorial debut that Jordan Peele picked up, and his company ended up producing it. Jordan Peele is another person who, at this point, whatever he puts his name on, I'm pretty much down to watch. And then these last two are old DVDs, but they're like OGs from the Criterion collection. One of them is Silence of the Lambs, the Criterion version, whopping $8 or something. This is not just something that's like out in the world all the time. This thing, so yeah, I had to get that. One thing that's really cool about the Criterion collection, if you start collecting, is Criterion goes back all the way to like laser discs. So you're going to like the 80s, and the entire Criterion collection to this day have spine numbers of the releases. So you can see how early this was. This was their 13th DVD release ever. Now, for frame of reference, they are, of course, I don't have, this actually is a couple years old, and they're in the thousands now. You can see that's 1054. So, for me, it's one of those cool things to see those like early numbers. Another joint that's on here is Get the fucking sticker off here. Uh, RoboCop in the Criterion Collection. Another movie that might surprise you that's in the Criterion, but this was the 23rd DVD release. So seeing those in there, I wanted to get those and add those to the collection. Don't ask me how many I have because I honestly don't know. I don't have nearly as many as a lot of the people I follow that are into movie collecting, but my collection is just stuff that I like, so that's why. And if you're gonna get into collecting, that's what you should collect. Is collect the shit that you like. Don't collect issue number one comic books. Don't collect Hype Beast Record Store Day re-releases and anniversary shit. Don't get, like, just get, if you like that shit, then get it because you like it. But don't fuck the game up with your like weird reseller. I'm not even that reselling is bad, but it's just like people fuck up good things by trying to turn it into a buck. If you're gonna collect shit, just collect because you love it, and eventually an opportunity is gonna come for you to talk about it or something. Yeah, yo, RoboCop, yo, I I had to get it because like the first RoboCop is obviously the standard and the best, and then there's a couple that really don't meet the mark. But then there's one that I'm interested to talk about with people. It was like a 20 some I forget what year it was, but sometime in the 2010s they did a remake with a new actor, and it was pretty legit. Um, Not legit enough for me to own a copy of it, unfortunately, but I watched it at some point and it was really dope, but it definitely didn't do well and like bombed at the box office and shit. But it's like one of those things that I wonder if anybody else has seen it, but like it, own it, whatever. Because I feel like there's a bunch of those like sleeper movies like that. Um, yeah. So yeah, I won't inundate you guys with too much of my collection all the time, but every now and then we'll throw up some of the joints that we get. And I get a lot of music shit too, obviously, like I was showing you before. I just don't have a lot more time to jump into the music that I get. So sometimes it kind of just goes right into the collection. I'll crack it open and listen to it or whatever. Um, so I'll get better about keeping my music, physical media stuff on hand. I got some vinyl pickups and shit too. Um, this is not super new, and ironically, it was a record store day release. But this is the 40th anniversary of Agnostic Fronts United Blood LP. I picked this up when Byron and Byron is my partner at Hellhound Publishing. Um, we did a record label pop-up event at Bridge 9 in Boston, and Bridge 9 is it's in Beverly, and they're awesome punk and hardcore record label, and they have a retail store in Beverly, and so we got to set up our little pop-up shop in this cool indie record label market, and so obviously I had to pick some shit up while I was there, and it was like around the time that came out, so I was so happy that I got it because I don't think that's like an easy pickup anymore. But yeah, I got some joints here too. This is Discord Records. This is the first 6 records that they put out. They did a box set that was pre-order only, and so they only made the number of box sets that were ordered. And when you open it up, it has obviously a cool booklet, but it has like the 7 inches for each record in their artwork. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge Rollins fan. SOA, one of Rollins' first bands. So you get their, I'm pretty sure they're only recording, and he's credited as Henry Garfield still. Minor Threat, another one of my favorite bands. Yeah. So really cool thing to have a lot of like history in here, and I'm really lucky that I jumped on this. And then actually, this isn't mine. Hopefully, she'll think it's cool that I show it off. But Nick, my girlfriend, has the Paramore remix record that came out through Record Store Day. This has got some ill remixes from Jack Antonoff, the Linda Lindas. It's like a multicolored set. Yo, I'm telling you guys, if you haven't heard uh, Paramore, this is why. If I if I hadn't been with my girlfriend, I probably would have overlooked that record. Um, not, not like as a hater, I just like would have assumed that it wasn't my thing. And it's fucking super excellent. Very like reminiscent of like Talking Heads. David Byrne is like a big fan of them too. So yeah, don't sleep on that shit. It's I can understand why a lot of people in my atmosphere might not think that's for them, but give it a shot, and I bet you'll be fucking surprised. You'll think it's a lot better than Hunky Dory. I tell you that much. Um, see if I have any other recent pickups that are worth noting here. Yeah, I was excited to find this. Um, One of the best fucking movies of all time. You ever just want to die laughing? This is the way to go out. Um, but I need to fix my VHS player, unfortunately, so I haven't had a chance to enjoy it. But that's one of those things that's worth a few bucks when you find it. You know what I'm saying? It's worth just grabbing. It goes back to archiving shit because I don't want to be waiting. If a movie's not available on a streaming platform, what, I'm just not going to watch it, or I'm going to pay for a 19.99 download through my TV. Like, that seems whack. I'd rather just like have it, you know? Does it take up a lot of space? Absolutely. Does it bring me more joy than stress? Absolutely. That's why I keep doing it, because it's just like I'll find shit in here and it'll just flood me with memories. And that's like the best part. You know, sometimes it's not even about the album, the movie, the record, the book, whatever it may be. Sometimes it's about the experience you had. You know, I know my girlfriend and I have had the opportunity to go to some really cool bookshops over the year, like independent bookshops and places that we couldn't normally just go to every day. And so we've taken the opportunity to grab some stuff there. So it's like not only is the book special, but when I see those books, I also think about those experiences that I had, like getting those books and how much we enjoyed that time. So that's part of the thing is like, you know, physical media collecting is like a really cool way to give yourself an opportunity to chronicle the shit that you lived through, the soundtrack to the shit that you're going through in life. You know, it's cool to have these things to look back on, or sometimes even look forward to. You know, I go through this a lot, and I'll pull something up that I haven't listened to maybe ever or in years or whatever the case. Sometimes I'll get CDs and they'll go in here, and I don't even unwrap them. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Spose. I got the Spose. So Spose is a dope artist from Maine. Um, and I've definitely like listened to this, you know, my gym playlist and shit, but haven't made time to crack open the CD. So like, that's one of those things that I like look forward to, because when I crack it open, I always try to play it top to bottom with no skips. And, you know, that really, that doing that for me really like makes the album kind of find its place in my heart. And, I'll try to understand what the story is that's being told. Um, this is a really great album if you've never heard it. Sorry, had to throw that in there. Okay, one more little tidbit for the homies, and I'll wrap this episode up. I don't want to eat up everybody's time. I'm super grateful for everybody that's tuned in tonight. I'm super appreciative of everybody that jumped in the comments. I hope you guys are excited for everything. I'll try and run through some of the shit that I talked about throughout this experience. But the last thing I want to mention is if you are awesome and have listened to our new album, Giant Steps in Gate City, you'll notice we have a song on there called Rough. And my man Byron spits a verse on it as well. One of the things, this was the inspiration for that song. That's why we spell it that way. And that's why my verse is, if you go through the lyrics, you'll notice that it's just essentially a barrage of Dilla references that I tried to fit into the scope of what I was saying. Oh my God, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that so much. Seriously, can't express, how much it means to get feedback from people. You guys know the only way that this thing gets heard is by people liking it and talking about it. And so I just appreciate you guys so much for letting people know that you like it and being public with it. And that's awesome. My homie Star said, I made sure I set my alarm for this. I'll try to be on here watching when you're live. Hell yeah. The plan is going to be Monday nights at 8 o'clock. And like I said, I got some really cool guests lined up. Next Monday, we'll have Flip Physics, the producer from Vermont. I'll have a couple other special guests in there as well. We're going to talk about the UFC pay-per-view this weekend, and I'm going to interview some of them about their musical and creative endeavors. The following week after that, I got Chef Adam Jump from Jumptown's Test Kitchen. Some of you guys might have met him through Wave Radio when he had Jumptown Radio. You might have met him when he was working on Denali Food Truck. Now he's fully independent, and we're excited to talk about his journey. I've got photographer Angela Bartuli is going to be on the show sometime in November. She's an awesome concert photographer. She worked in the metal world and has now done all sorts of other stuff. So we're going to she's going to be on the show this month. And we're going to have the host of Hybrid Theory Radio, my man Fee the Evolutionist, and Joey B. Their show every Tuesday night on waveradioboston.com. Tomorrow night, my brother 8Bizza that I was talking about earlier is going to be on the show being interviewed. It's going to be a dope episode, so tune in. That's 9 to 11, waveradioboston.com. We're going to be here Monday nights at 8 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube. The episodes will live on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, do me a solid. If you have a Google account, if you use YouTube in any capacity, go to the Hellhound Publishing YouTube page and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications. We put out videos all the time. We got over 100 videos on there. Let me tell you exactly, because we've been looking extra heavy lately. Oh, tell me, we got 99 subscribers on YouTube. We need somebody to help us crack the 100 tonight. Look at Batman and the Joker. We need to get over 100. If you guys can help me out with that, that would be huge. Hellhound Publishing on YouTube. Subscribe. We got, I'm telling you, you can listen to most of Meet Me in Gate City on there. We put all our video previews on there, show flyers. You can check out, I have a show on there that's called My Favorite Albums. You guys can let me know if I should keep doing that one, honestly, or I could implement that into this. But basically, My Favorite Albums is exactly that, me talking about my favorite albums. And we've got some just event footage on here. You can see we did it. Me and my man Fee did a freestyle with bass player Brady Watt when he came to Boston. We got music videos on here. There's interviews, shows, all sorts of shit. So hit that subscribe button. Go through the archive. There's tons of shit to watch. We put stuff out all the time. yo, much love to my homie Star. She's going to be the one that gets us over the 100 mark. Let's go. Can't wait. So yeah, yo, I honestly wasn't sure how long I was going to go for this inaugural episode tonight, but I appreciate everybody jumping in. I appreciate everybody being in the comments. The thing with the live streams is like, yo, you guys being in the comments helps really like keep the show pushing. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys checking this out. Uh, Head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you for being here on Facebook. I appreciate you guys liking my Cody Pope artist page and hopefully the content that we put out through there. And lastly, please, please, please check out our new album, Giant Steps in Gate City. It's available anywhere that you listen to music. It's on Spotify, it's on Tidal, it's on Amazon, it's on whatever. CD and vinyl pre-orders are up on hellhoundpublishing.com. It's going to be the first record that ever comes out on vinyl for Hellhound Publishing, so the pre-orders are really big. We're really excited to see who is as excited as us. CDs are going to be in soon, so much love. Please let us know what you think of the new album, and we will see you next Monday with No Sugar Added. Preach, everybody. Much love.